Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of your Daily Guides, the series where I dive into in-depth breakdowns and walkthroughs for games like Honkai Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero, and Withering Waves. Today we're asking the big question, is Vivian really a must-pull in Zenless Zone Zero? I'll be taking you through what she brings to a team, where she falls short, how the future meta might shift around her, and ultimately whether she's worth your precious pulls so you can make an informed choice instead of chasing hype. All the timestamps are down in the description if you want to jump to specific sections, and if you haven't already, make sure to join the Discord so you don't miss upcoming build discussions and theory crafting. Let's start with who Vivian actually is and what makes her tick, because understanding her kit is key to understanding her value. She's an Ether-type anomaly DPS and sub-DPS who thrives on inflicting and triggering attribute anomalies, then detonating them with a bloom and prophecy damage. Her entire identity revolves around scaling off anomaly proficiency and ether damage rather than raw attack or crit, so her performance lives and dies by how much anomaly-based gear and substats you can stack on her drive discs and W-Engine. Once she's properly built, she brings something really special to a team: consistent off-field damage and synergy. Vivian keeps doing work even when she's not the one on screen, which lets your main on-field unit focus on combos or burst windows, while she quietly shreds through enemies with ether damage over time. Then there's her signature W-Engine, Flight of Fancy, which is one of the best designed synergy weapons in the game. It gives a massive 40% boost to anomaly build-up rate and lets Vivian stack even more anomaly proficiency up to 6 times just by dealing ether damage, making it basically tailor-made for her scaling. Combine that with her best-in-slot drive disc set, Phaethon's Melody, which grants 45 AP for 8 seconds whenever any teammate uses an EX special, and if that teammate isn't Vivian, she also gets an extra 25% ether damage, and suddenly she's riding a wave of team buffs that just keep compounding. What really seals the deal for a lot of players is that she's surprisingly easy to pick up. She doesn't demand crazy mechanics or ultra-rare gear right out of the gate, which makes her appealing for both newer players and mid-level accounts that want strong returns on their pulls without over-investing. But of course, she's not without flaws, and calling her a must-pull across the board would be misleading. Her biggest limitation is that she isn't self-sufficient. She depends heavily on another anomaly unit to reliably trigger multiple attribute anomalies, so if your roster lacks one, she can end up underperforming. On top of that, the gear grind is real. Vivian scales hard with good drive disc rolls that boost AP and ether stats, and her ceiling really shows only when she's holding her signature W-Engine. That makes her resource intensive, and players with bad disc luck might find her performance frustrating. There's also the looming question of meta shifts. If future patches adjust how anomaly scaling works, or introduce enemies with high anomaly resistance and shield mechanics, Vivian's specialized role might not hold up as well compared to flexible DPS units who can adapt more easily. But looking forward though, the conversation around her longevity gets interesting. Zenless Zone Zero's upcoming updates seem to be leaning into more specialized playstyles. We've seen Rupture characters like Ythiri and the teased newcomers Bonway and Dialin, who focus more on defense penetration and HP to damage scaling rather than anomaly detonation. That shift could mean the spotlight moves away from anomaly teams for a while, but it doesn't necessarily sideline Vivian. If the developers keep enhancing the anomaly ecosystem, adding more agents that synergize with or buff anomaly triggers, her value could actually climb over time, especially in coordinated teams. In that sense, Vivian is a long-term investment. She's not broken right now, but she's a foundational piece for a future where anomaly compositions might dominate again. So here's my honest verdict. Vivian is absolutely worth considering if your roster already supports another anomaly unit and you're ready to invest in the right gear and W-Engine. She offers tremendous off-field utility, consistent scaling, and great synergy potential, but only inside teams built around her strengths. She's not a one-size-fits-all carry, and if your resources are tight or you prefer flexibility over specialization, you might want to prioritize more adaptable DPS first. But if you're planning ahead for long-term meta growth, or you just love the aesthetic and playstyle she brings, pulling for Vivian is a bet that could pay off beautifully. What do you think? Is Vivian worth the pull in your eyes? Or are you saving up for future units like Bonway or Jane Doe's rerun? Drop your thoughts below. I love seeing how everyone theory crafts differently. And if this breakdown helped you understand her strengths and risks a little bit better, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow and lets me keep bringing you more deep dives like this one. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.